Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to a playthrough and bug report of Spirit Shifter. Here we'll be getting straight into bug number 1, which is the lack of animations for the models, resulting in the T-posing stance. Playing through the game, the whole first area and the second area, all of the creatures that do have arms tend to not have anything properly animated, and they are just stuck in a T-posing stance. As you can see, like from the frog there in the start, if you go ahead and look in the back there is, which you'll eventually approach, there is the beetle creature, spirit, who also has arms, as T-posing. You can even kind of see like some of the other ones, like the little dragon, the spirally spirit. It doesn't really have any animations, so it's essentially in its own kind of T-pose. It's just missing arms. And then especially you'll see it when we enter into the second area, when we have the boss enemies. Especially, there's another T-posing one, the frog, same from the starting area, another beetle. Alright, and then moving forward, we'll see the first like little mini boss and this first stone lady, the pink colored one. Both are in a T-posing stance. The stone lady in the final area, as you'll see in a little bit, also suffers from the T-posing. However, the frog does have an idle animation, some other animations, but he seems to be the only enemy that does actually have animations of sorts. Every other enemy, character, spirit doesn't seem to have any animations for moving. And as we can see, moving into the first boss area, the final boss here also does not have any animations and is simply stuck in a T-posing stance. Alright, so here we'll be getting into bug number 2, which is endlessly falling off the map. Every single time you come to this area and you jump off the map, there is no coming back. As you can see, you consistently fall, and you can see that you keep going down and down and down, but you'll never reach a boundary or some sort of death box in order to trigger a respawn. You just keep falling, so you'd have to pause the menu and restart, unfortunately. And that bug happens every single time you fall off the map here. When you fall off the original area, it just doesn't do that. Here we'll be moving on into the next bug, which is showing the projectile pathing, which always appears every single time you do the dash or the spirit ability or you're aiming, and it will always leave behind that grid-like texture showing where the projectile is and where it starts and where it finishes. You can spam that thing. It happens every single time you use it. And here we'll be getting into bug number 4, which is going to be the missing sound effects. This one really breaks the immersion for the game, considering that almost nothing is sound effects. It is just the main menu music, which is really unfortunate because it's very hard to play the game without sound effects, because it almost just feels like you're playing, well, nothing. Yeah, and as you can see here, I'm fighting the frog. The cutscene has no sound effects. The attacks have no sound effects. Not even the rock falling has sound effects. Him getting hit doesn't have sound effects. So it really tends to break the immersion for the game. And this happens every single time you start the game. As you can see there, hitting the frog, no sound effects. So I assume the game was just created without sound effects, unfortunately, but that is going to be bug number 4. So here we'll be getting into bug number 5, which is the camera not aligning. It's simple, just it creates a little bit of confusion when moving. As you can see, moving side to side, the camera is almost not aligned on the character model, and the character just tends to walk almost out of frame, which can cause quite a bit of confusion for the player. It's just a minor bug, but just something to keep in mind. Here we're going into bug number 6, which is, unfortunately for my playthrough and others, it's been documented that there's just no way out of this area. You can't beat the boss. There's no gate or door to get back like the way you got in. So it's almost just like you're stuck in this area. Alright, and then we'll be getting into bug number 7 here, which is going to be the broken combat. And unfortunately with the combat, the game was never polished. As you can see here, attacking the frog enemy, half the time he moves, the repeatability of this bug is questionable. It doesn't happen all of the time. It seems to be almost at random. I've had it happen at times, like 3 times in a row. Other times I've had it never happen in a playthrough, but the combat's broken and the hitboxes tend to not work as well for some of the enemies, especially the one in the starting area. So here we'll be getting into bug number 8, which is when the boss first starts the battle, the fight. It seems to be that the boss is supposed to do a animation entering into the battle, but instead it just disappears and reappears with a little bit of a particle effect. And here we'll actually tie into bug number 9, which is, well, the boss can't be defeated, as I've recently discovered playing this. First of all, whenever the boss is stuck against that cube right there, can't be hit. Which is quite annoying, as, you know, how are you supposed to beat the boss and pass the level? And as you can see here, when the health bar reaches 0, the values on the top left just start going into the negatives, and the boss just doesn't die. Like, the boss just doesn't get defeated. So it's almost like you're soft locked here. Here we'll be going into bug number 10. And this one is just a little cosmetic one. This is just showing that the area to get to the Stone Lady boss, that was the previous one, it's a completely floating platform, which, you know, can obviously break the immersion of the game. It's the floating platform above the log. I don't understand why they couldn't just fix it, but... And then here we'll be getting into bug number 11, which was honestly the most severe bug of all, which was the death screen one, where you are just perpetually stuck in this death screen. The controls do not work, mouse or keyboard or controller, so you are forced to quit out of the game. Alright everyone, well, thank you for watching this bug report and a little bit of a review of Spirit Shifter. My overall thoughts, I think the game has potential. As long as they go in, they finish these levels, they add animations, effects, sound effects, you know, kind of polish some of the things, make the mechanics work a little bit better. I overall think that this game could actually be pretty good, but as it stands, the game is far too unfinished and far too filled with bugs to be able to be considered even for like a true rating. But thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.